Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, early August 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what we got for the lovely Cappies as we move on through the year. Shuffle it up one time, my guides. Talk to me. What's up with Capricorn here? Late July, early August. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and get this first card going for the Capricorns, please. And thank you, my guides. Talk to me. All right, yeah, very first shuffle, and we have High Priestess energy, and I will just tell you straight up front that I've been seeing a ton of High Priestess energy throughout the whole entire zodiac this week, so this doesn't surprise me. Now, obviously, it's not the High Priestess, but the energy fits the same vibe for me. Lots of intuitive, subtle energy as well here. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So the imagery we see here, we see this elder feminine figure. She's in front of a crystal ball. There's a key in the crystal ball. There's a lockbox right next to her. So this gives me a lot of the similar archetypes to the High Priestess. This could indicate someone who has very deep hidden knowledge. So there is a little bit of secrecy, there's a little bit of mystery and the unexpected linked into this card, but for a lot of you, you might be on the search for some sort of knowledge or information when this card shows up. Whenever I get High Priestess energy, I say you might be extra tapped into subtle energies in this time, whether it's of those around you or the places that you are. Those energies could be influencing you even if you don't quite realize it. So it's very important to keep yourself energetically protected when we have High Priestess energy, because you could be extra sensitive to things like that. Another thing with this card, I mean, it is very dreamy and etheric, water sign energy. I just feel like if your intuition is telling you something, if your gut's telling you to do something or not to do something, it's very prudent to listen to that when that card's in the front. But let's get into tarot. I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a footnote. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness here. So let's shuffle it up for you, Capricorn. And while we get this deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. Okay, it did feel to me like there might have been someone that was regretting a decision or regretting an action or regretting not doing something, because the reading was titled A Deep Regret. Now, one thing that I will mention is in recent months, a lot of the Capricorn readings were more focused on your circle around you, like people around you, how they're acting, how they might be influencing things. So I was picking that up big last week, that there was somebody with some regrets. But let's get into this week. You know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone else. Let's get you 3. What do we got for Capricorn this week, please? Yeah, the deck wants to talk. It's getting all jumpy here. Thank you. Card number 1. Okay, we do have the 10 of Swords. That is a card of a little bit of pain here, some possible loss. We'll talk about it, but it is the beginning, so there's nothing to really get too up in arms about. I know some people get a little nervous whenever the 10 of Swords starts, but let's see what else we got, because that could be the close of some sort of chapter. Okay, we have the Hermit, so somebody possibly withdrawing or in a time of healing here. Okay, let's get one more. This is going to be an interesting one, my friends, for sure. But somebody might not be having the nicest time. Okay, so we do have the King of Wands on the back end. Very interesting how this energy is playing off of each other. I feel like there could be a lot of things happening, whether these are all separate or one whole situation. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, obviously you see we have the 10 of Swords in the beginning. We have air, we have fire, we have earth. So several different elements here that can represent different areas of life. But when we're beginning with an ending, we're going to really want to dive deeper on that, especially with the healing energy as well. But that King of Wands could be very promising, but let's work through it one by one. In position number 1, the 10 of Swords. Now, we don't fear any cards around here, right? We've all been through 10 of Swords moments a time or two. This could be so many different things, and I always say it's on a scale. This could be any sort of ending. This could be any sort of loss, rough and tough, someone who's in some sort of pain, whether it's emotional pain, mental pain, physical pain. That's what this card represents. So now could be a time where the reset button is getting hit, or certain cycles are closed and certain things are on their way out when this card shows up. The clarifier for this is going to be super, super important, because this could range from minor things like feeling uncomfortable or feeling a little stressed out or anxious to very major things like losing people that we deeply care for. Or this could even represent betrayals and stuff like that. So we'll see what's up. We're not going to rely on this for the whole entire reading. Remember, it's just one piece of what we're looking at. And that could easily be something that has already elapsed, already happened. Moving to the center, we have the Hermit. A very understandable energy when we have something like the Ten of Swords. This, to me, now it could represent a Virgo. I'm going to have to fix that Ten of Swords real quick while we talk about the Hermit. Whenever I see the Hermit, I feel like this could be the energy of somebody withdrawing a little bit, pulling back, retreating in some sort of way. If you're not connected to a Virgo, this card is once again very spiritual, very tapped into the really subtle energies of life. It's a card of wisdom in its positivity, like it's someone who is very wise, extremely spiritual, but there is also a rougher side to this. It could represent somebody who's in hermit mode, somebody who's feeling lonely or separated or isolated. Those are big things. The Hermit shows up sometimes when somebody's going through a lot of trials and tribulations. The dark night of the soul, if you know what that is. Like, this Hermit could represent that in its extreme form. But for a good portion of you, if you've been through Ten of Swords moments recently, you might still be healing from one with this card, because it's like, okay, this Ten of Swords happened. Now this Hermit is retracting its energy and figuring it all out. Moving to the very back end, though, we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting how this energy sort of comes out of all of this, because this is completely separate from Hermit energy here. When I see the Knight of Wands, it could just represent a fire sign that you're linked to. Remember that Kings in tarot represent control of their respective suit. Wands is more about passion, your outer expression, your actions, what you use your energy towards. So when I see this King of Wands, sometimes it's spirit telling you, like, hey, focus your energy on this. Don't focus your energy on that. Make sure you're putting your energies to proper use and good use. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy with this if you're not connected to a fire sign. So I do like this because it is a burst of action coming out of this isolation that we have here. So for some of you, there could be shakeups. There could be changes. There could be things really shifting around in a positive way. Now, we really want to look into all this because the way it all adds up, I mean, once again, it could be separate different things. It could be one total situation. But if you've been going through a time of deep healing, deep change, there could be positive things coming up ahead. Let's dive deeper, my friends. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get another good shuffle here for you, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on, my guides. Talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Ten of Swords? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Ten of Swords time. Let's see what this is about. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, this could be issues with other earth signs here. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. This could be somebody that has been in some sort of pain, or I don't want to use a word so dramatic as anguish, but somebody has been going through something for quite a while. For a portion of you, this Ten of Swords or this ending or this loss could have happened quite a while ago, but the energy is sticking around here for whatever reason. If not, yeah, you could just be experiencing endings in relation to other earth signs. So we're talking other Capricorns, Taurus, Virgo. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is a card of movement. It is a card of forward progress, but it is very slow and meticulous. So for some of you, if you've been through a Ten of Swords moment, I think it's better for an earth sign to deal with it in this fashion, like slow, no rush. Be in that energy, experience that energy, whether it is an ending, whether it is pain, whether it is loss. Really experiencing it and leaning into it could be much more beneficial to you than trying to just rush through the healing process. Okay, like that's the main vibe I'm picking up here. Okay, so whether it's something that's been lingering, an ending that's happened, or pain that's been around for quite a while, it's taking some time for it to really clear up or work through. And if this is something recent, it might take some time, and that's okay because we all heal on our own timetables. But I am seeing possible endings and losses here. So we're going to keep moving and see how it all plays out. But in the front end, that's just what we're seeing, right? So we're going to see what's up with that Hermit. A lot of earth sign energy showing up here, specifically Virgo, right? So let's go in and clarify that Hermit. And we'll get over to that King of Wands momentarily. But why is the Hermit here? Thank you. Yeah, okay. So this is somebody having a response to some sort of shock. We have the Hierophant in reverse underneath this Hermit. Okay, things changing, right? Like whenever I see the Hierophant, I think of day-to-day life. I think of things like regularly scheduled program, people that you've known for a very long time, things that have been in your life for quite a while. And when it gets flipped up in reverse, if you're not having issues with a Taurus, you see we're seeing lots of earth sign energy here in connection to that Ten of Swords. But if you're not connected to a Taurus, this Hierophant in reverse is absolutely talking about some sort of shock, right? Or something being turned up on its head. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? So could it be in conjunction to this end, this shock? That could be responsible for this Hermit withdrawal type of action. And once again, I will say it's totally understandable. Now, if you're a Capricorn and none of this is vibing with you, good for you, right? I really hope, I never wish these types of energies on anybody. Please, you could check your other alignments. But I do see somebody withdrawing purposely due to some sort of shock when the Hierophant shows up, or some sort of very fast, shocking change, okay? And that is a response that makes a lot of sense. For some of you, you really might be either completely in Hermit mode or you need some time alone. You need some time to pull back, even if that's not something you're doing right now. Some time with yourself, some time with your mind, some time with your soul and spirit. Okay, so we're going to move in on that King of Wands. Interesting stuff. Let's see if that gives us vibes on how this could be resolved or how this energy changes. Because like I said, this energy was kind of sitting with itself in the beginning. This is where the action comes in. So let's see what's up with that King of Wands. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Just hoping for a little more optimism here. It's all good though. You know I'm going to give it to you straight, my friends. So why is that King of Wands here? Yeah, Three of Swords. It's okay. Okay, I'm getting the vibe of like somebody possibly lashing out. There might be someone you're connected to that's going through their own thing as well. So I'm not just picking up one person who's going through some sort of pain here. Three of Swords on clarifying the King of Wands in the upright. In this time, make sure, I'm going to try to put this kindly, that you're not taking your frustrations and your angers out on someone that doesn't deserve it, or vice versa. Maybe there's someone that's like giving you their wrath or giving you attitude or giving you various different sorts of problems and issues that you don't deserve because they're going through some sort of thing of their own. They're going through some sort of pain. The Three of Swords is very similar to the 10, except it's a little less harsh. And in conjunction with the fire, we have the explosive energy, right? Like somebody possibly lashing out or speaking in a very volatile type of way. But I get multiple people possibly experiencing some sort of pain here. And it's, once again, understandable, but knowing where to focus your energy in regards to this pain. Don't take it out on people that aren't involved. Don't put that energy towards people that don't deserve it, right? And once again, this could be somebody giving you attitude, giving you problems, giving you issues that you don't deserve. Like, you didn't cause this. Like, you didn't cause this, so why are you getting the brunt of it? That's the vibe I'm picking up here. But let's go through and do a quick recap here, Capricorn. Then we'll pull a shadow card, because there's a lot of stuff happening here, right? This isn't the most savory type of reading. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. If that might be some sort of ending or loss in regards to another earth sign here. If not, this is somebody that it's going to take them quite a while to process this. If you've recently been through a Ten of Swords, a loss or an ending, it might take a while to work through it. And I did feel like that would be the best course of action. Instead of trying to rush through it, sit with that energy and really understand it to really resolve it. Moving to the center, we have the Hermit with the Hierophant in reverse, more earth sign energy showing up here. So it's like we have almost the whole entire earth sign portion of the zodiac. But to me, this did feel like somebody withdrawing as a response or needing some time alone, needing some time to figure things out. This was giving me the energy of a shock, right? Like whether it is a shocking ending or a shocking event or situation, like someone's response is right here to just take a step back for a moment. Moving to the very back end, we have the King of Wands with the Three of Swords in the upright, and it was giving me the vibe of somebody possibly lashing out. So if you are going through things, you are going through pain, make sure it's channeled in the right areas. Hopefully there's not somebody lashing out towards you or giving you issues and problems because of what they're going through. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening here, Capricorn. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. I'm going to get you a shadow card here. So let's shuffle it up one time, see what's going on for you, my friends. What's in the shadows for Capricorn? And I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's nice and introspective. So what's in the shadows? Using the Shadowland Tarot, it's awesome for this type of work. So whether it's something within you, something you don't quite know, like there's a variety of things that could be happening here. Luckily, we have the Sun showing up in the shadows, the most positive tarot card in the whole entire deck. So this is a very good sign. Even if you are in the midst of all this stuff or the throes of all that, the Sun is beautiful. Now, when I get the Sun in the shadows, this could absolutely talk about a Leo, something in Leo season, which we are currently in at this time. But the Sun, when it is exposed to the shadows, is a very revealing energy. So now could be a big time for a lot of Capricorns to have revelations about certain situations or themselves. Now is a great time to do some introspection. For a portion of you, since this shows up in the shadows, this could be Spirit really trying to give you a shot in the arm saying, listen, the sunny days will come back. Everything will be okay. This is universal love energy. It's light, life, and love that shines down on us from source. So maybe this is Spirit telling you, listen, everything will be fine. Everything will be okay. Try to look on the bright side if possible, which might be hard to do depending on what you're going through. But yeah, the Sun could also really give us a lot of eureka moments and revelations about people, places, and things. So, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 3 winners for 3 different tarot decks. It will be a winner's choice this month. So if you want the Gilded Tarot, it's your choice. If you want the Witch's Tarot or anything under $40 US, 3 winners will be chosen. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments what you think is the best use for tarot. Speaking to spirit, shadow work, inner work, confusion, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, in August, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you soon.